President Obama didn't get the deal he wanted, but if it does pass, he will have averted default. He has lost a lot of support in his own party. So what do the votes look like in both houses? We are joined now by NBC's chief White House correspondent, political director, co-host of the Daily Rundown, and Chuck Todd is also our chief vote counter. You've been keeping in touch with all sides. What are you hearing now? As Harry Reid said that the Senate will vote, that he hopes sometime tonight.
Well, look, I think you can tell how nervous the House vote counters are in the decision to have the House go first. You know, there was a lot of thought in the vote counters I talked to that, well, the assumption was the Senate would go first. It's a Senate deal that got cut, and they'd send it over the House. Then they decided, nope, they want to make sure that the longer the delay is, the longer the outside groups have to pan this deal. And it's, you know, whether it's Club for Growth on the right, you've got Jane Hampshire on the left trying to kill the deal. A lot of interest groups are trying to kill this deal, that they needed to hurry up and vote on the House side. And so, you know, the basic numbers, you heard Steny Hoyer earlier, you and I were talking about this on my show this morning. He said, well, he wants 150 from Republicans, 150 Republican votes. That means he's saying his bare floor guarantee is 66, if you did that math. Privately, I've heard 80 to 100. I've heard that Democrats think they could probably provide 80, 100's a little bit of a reach, but maybe they would get up that high if they needed to. And I hear the floor for Republicans is about 130. So you see how this gets put together. But frankly, Andrea, you know what they're trying to do. They're trying to see how many people they can let off the hook.
They're trying to give a pass to those who don't really want to take this difficult vote.
Who might have primary challenges. That's what this is about. It's because that's the people upset about this vote are going to roar in primaries, not in generals.
Now, so we need 216 in the House. You need 60 in the Senate. And right now, it's a question of what that mix is going to be. We know that the House, we're expecting to hear very shortly from John Boehner because the House Republicans are meeting right now. What is the role that Joe Biden is playing in going up to the Hill and speaking at both party caucuses, both House and Senate caucuses of Democrats?
Well, this is about reassuring Democrats, and I think that frankly, he's seen as a credible voice over here at the White House to talk to members of Congress, being a creature of the U.S. Senate for so long, being a senator since 1972. He speaks the language. He's had to do these tough votes before. He's been on both ends of this, so he can speak to it from experience. And, you know, there really is a disconnect between the president and some of these longtime congressional Democratic leaders, both in the House and Senate. That disconnect doesn't exist with Biden. So Biden's the best person for the White House to be sending up there to try to calm folks down, to try to send the message that, look, no matter what happens, they live to fight another day. Even no matter how much you don't like this deal, it could have been a lot worse.
By the way, I did ask Valerie Jarrett if the president still was planning to go to Chicago on his 50th birthday and raise a lot of money for his re-election campaign. I didn't quite get an answer. We kind of ran out of time.
Well,
but
it
looks as though that trip is on if this bill is signed.
Well, right now it's been on the schedule. They announced it last week that it's been on the schedule. It sounds as if, I think it's interesting the way everybody wants to speed up, right? House is trying to get out of town. They vote. They get there, say, probably a two-vote, get 2 votes over the minimum threshold there. They quickly recess and get out of town, and you see Harry Reid seeing if there is a way to get this done tonight. Maybe they pass it early morning. Then suddenly there's breathing room, and maybe those optics look less bad at this point.
Chuck, I want to know when we get out of town. Don't answer.
Well,
thank you.
Yeah, the weekend, as somebody tweeted, so does today Saturday? Not so much.
Not so much. Thank you, Chuck, my friend.
Okay.
And be sure to watch Chuck, of course, on the Daily Rundown every weekday morning, 9 Eastern on MSNBC, and Saturday and Sunday when there are emergencies like this past weekend.